The button.
All the buttons. Let's get button mashing our first way to do things.
That's right. Cooper Kupp is with us. How are you, man?
I'm great.
What's this day been like for you? I know you just met with the media. They're peppering you with questions, and now they sit you down here with us, which will be really the highlight of your day.
Yeah,
soon.
Definitely. They told me that too. It's been good, man. It's been a whirlwind. It's been fun though. I mean, my family's been with me. We've been able to have the boys run around, taking this, really testing the structural integrity of this facility here. So it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, welcome to Seattle, man. And lots of people text into our show from the 509. You went to Davis High School, right? Out there, I got a buddy that went to Eisenhower.
Okay.
I know that's your
the bad
rival.
guys.
Yeah, is that who they are?
Yeah.
Yeah, we weren't sure. Would you be a guy that was, really loyal to Washington and that it would mean something to you? And I heard in the press conference, you were looking at like the pictures around here going, man, I remember where I was as a little kid when that happened.
Yeah, it's a special thing. I was talking about, the experiences, the memories that football really provides. And that's ultimately what we're doing here is providing these experiences that you're going to remember for the rest of your life. And, I think just all those things that, my wife grew up in Washington. I obviously grew up here. We've been here for a long time. And so all of the experiences, all those memories and all those things, like that, that's what carries the value, right? So it's all those things that build the value. And so this whole full circle moment of being able to come back here and be a part of things in Washington State, it's a really cool thing.
I like that you came dressed for the occasion. You got the flannel.
Got the flannel on.
You got a Pearl Jam shirt on. You're just blending right in.
Yeah, I know. We might be overdoing it with the flannel and the Pearl Jam. We should have tried to chose one or the other.
I love it. But, hey, just going back to, and I know you were asked about this in the press conference, for those that didn't hear it, once it became real that, hey, I'm not going to be with the Rams, whether it's a trade or a release, what was your first reaction to that? It seems like it'd be hard not to take something like that personally.
Yeah, and I think there is. I mean, it's frustrating. It's difficult. It's hard, right? I mean, we've been there for 8 years. We had, all of our kids were born there. Well, 2 of them were born there, but my kids grew up there, and that was home. That was home for our family, and that was an organization that I just thought I'd always imagined finishing my career there, and. But that wasn't what was in the cards for us. God had a different plan for us, and we're excited about this next chapter and wherever it is that He's taking us and stepping into that. But there is a piece that is frustrating. But I am very thankful for my time with the Rams and the people there, the experiences we had, the relationships that we had there. I'm gonna be able to look back on my time there glowingly and. Thankful for that time, but also with this this motivation, this excitement for what this next chapter holds here in Seattle.
I know people were asking questions in there kind of about like a chip on your shoulder and things like that. I thought it was really wise what you said, that you can't take that negative energy with you. And I imagine your family has really helped with that.
No, exactly. They have. And that's the thing that, the perspective, right? Like everyone wants to build up football as being the end-all, be-all. And we play the game, and so you can imagine the fans. That's people lose. You lose a game, it ruins the fans' week. We were playing. This is our life, right? So you lose a game, the weight that is. But there's something so special about coming home, and your boys run and give you a hug and are so excited.
Good game.
And they're like, let's go play Legos. I'm like, yes, right? There's just this incredible perspective provided. There's so much that we're doing, so much that this is a blessing. This is a blessing. I love playing this game and the freedom to play this game to the best of your ability and the time you're going to put into it because you love it and not for any other reason other than that you just absolutely love the game. And when you're in that place, you're going to be at your best. You're going to be at your best, and you're not going to look back with any regrets that you would have done anything differently because living in that place, it's like, man, I know I gave everything I had, and I'm going to let the chips fall where they might.
When you did get the news, again, that you weren't going to come back to the Rams, when you started thinking about other teams, where did the Seahawks come into that? Was that a first thought? Did you start imagining yourself in other situations? And I fit here, maybe I don't fit in this system. How did that?
Yeah, it was tough because you start off once we were told that we were getting traded. You kind of take the NFC West kind of off the table at that point, right? Once it kind of progressed to the point of we're being released, then you already had your mind on certain places, and suddenly you're like, oh wait, this is different now.
Yeah.
And so once the release happened and you're able to have conversations with people and hearing that there was interest from Seattle, start wrapping your mind around what that might look like. Because for us, it's like the football is a piece of it, but it's our family, it's the community. There's so much that goes in with that. And as we started to have the conversations with them and their mindset and how this team is building, the love for the community, the people that were up here, the players and how much they loved what was going on here and how the team treated them and their families. I think that was like, man, this is something that feels right. And that's when it kind of started getting a lot more real.
Well, Cooper, tell us about the familiarity that you have with, do you know Sam Darnold, that you guys have crossed paths? Mm-hmm. You mentioned Jackson, EJ, of course, because you guys played together.
Yeah.
And then, like, coaching, I mean, how much of it, your decision was, Clint Kubiak and the kind of offense that he's running?
Yeah, and you touched on a lot of these people, and you talked to all those guys, being able to hear from all of them and what their experiences were like here, and everyone spoke glowingly and genuinely about it. It didn't feel like it's a sales pitch on what we're trying to do. They're not trying to sell me on anything. They're just saying this is what it's like here. And, it just meshed well with the things that we love to do, what our priorities are as a family, and things that I see as I talk to, Coobs and what he's building here and how he sees the offense running, and excited about being able to go through that and build this with him. And, really excited about being able to be in it at day one, because I think that's the most, like, seeing as these things grow, like the offense in week 10 is going to look very different than the week 1 of training camp. Yeah. And being able to be a part of that, being able to be a part of that growth through all these things and how things are going to play off of each other, that's a very exciting thing for me.
What was it like playing here as an opponent in front of these fans, as loud as they were?
No, it's always, you got to prepare for it. You just knew it was going to be going wild. It was going to be crazy. It was 8 years of hating the 12s. It's like it was a rewiring, because you come in, you're like, golly, we got to deal with these fans that are going to be going crazy. And you go into it's like, gosh, and now the rewiring, like, well, I'm down on the other sideline, and being able to have that behind us, being able to be on offense and operate, being able to see the defense out there, seeing the other offense struggling, trying to get their play calls in and trying to coordinate what they're doing, and that's going to be a very special thing. I'm so excited to be on that side of it, and not have to deal with that anymore.
What would you tell fans, like, what you bring? I mean, obviously we've all watched you twice a year, and a lot of times, every time the Rams are on, I'm paying attention because they're in the NFC West. But as far as your game goes, blocking, running routes, how would you describe yourself as a receiver?
Yeah, well, I want to have a hand in every part of the game. I mean, that's how I feel like I've kind of built myself as. I want to be able to impact everything. You talked about the run game. Like, I want to be able to be useful. I want to be a tool, right? Like, how many times, not in the bad way of a tool. I want to be a useful.
We assume that.
I want to be a useful tool that can be used, I want to be a weapon. There it is. I want to be a weapon in these things. I want to be a weapon in the run game. I want to be a weapon in the pass game. I want to be a weapon even in, like, I've probably pass blocked more than any receiver in the league, because that's how we've operated. In all of our play action stuff in LA was, I'm a part of that stuff. And so in so many places, I want to be able to be used, and so that's how I've built myself. That's how the tool belts, the techniques, and things that I've tried to learn. I want to be able to be impactful in all those things, and beyond that, I think the thing that when we've been our best is when the receiver room specifically plays for each other. When you can get the receivers to play for each other, a lot of the other stuff falls in place, right? Because the receiver room is typically the place that is the hardest to get people to do that for, right? And you get these guys, if you can get a room to play for each other and go out there and say, hey, you're watching a guy run with the ball, but what are the other guys doing that don't have the ball, right? How are they blocking for each other? How are they playing after the ball's been caught? What's the urgency to go get a hand on somebody, right? To allow this, this play that's taken all these guys, the line's blocked, the running back picked up that nickel off the edge, the quarterback stepped up, took a shot, got to the receiver, and three of the receivers stopped running, and one guy gets go block, rack, make this small play into something great, into something big, and that's like that mindset in the receiving room. If we can do that, if we can be able be able to set the standard in that regard, I think that goes a long way, and something I'm excited about because it's something that, I think we got the guys in that room that want to be able to make that happen, and the excitement that I have, being able to play alongside Jackson and the excitement that he has for what this offense can be, I think can be real special.
Where do you think you're at in your career? I mean, in football years, you're a veteran. In life, you're incredibly young. But do you feel like I can still do everything I did back in 19 and 20 and 21, or do you feel like no, maybe I can't do that, but I'm smarter and I can do this better now? Has your game changed?
No, I see myself as an ascending player, and I get to see every rep I take. I get to see every practice rep. I get to see every off-season rep. I get to see every workout rep that I take. I get to experience all these things, and if I see myself playing this game and I envision I see a DB doing something, I envision how I want to run around and what I want this thing to look like. If I couldn't do that, I'd be done. It wouldn't be fun to me anymore if I couldn't do that. But the way I see myself is still being able to manipulate these guys and do the things that I want to do, and so that's who I am, and that's who I believe myself to be. And all the other stuff, all the narratives out there about anything else, they don't get to have the whole picture. They don't get to have the whole story. But I believe in myself and who I am, and I'm really excited to be able to come out and play really good football. Really excited to be play some high level football and be the player that I see myself as.
What'd you think about meeting Mike Macdonald? And he's young guy, really funny. Him and Schneider have a great relationship. What'd you think of him?
Yeah, so I've only been able to talk on the phone with him. Haven't been able to meet him in person. I know he's handling some stuff today, but I'm really looking forward to meeting him in person. He's been awesome on the phone and talks with him. Yeah. Just seems like a real down to earth, honest guy. And that's, I think, one of the best things that you can be is especially this. There's a head coach syndrome out there where you become a head coach and then you start saying ridiculous things. I don't know if you've realized this, but it seems like it missed him, which is awesome. It just seems like guys just love him and the way he handles himself, and really excited to meet him in person.
Hey, last one before we let you go. Once this news broke, I would imagine everybody who ever interacted with you in the state of Washington tried to reach out to you, because we got a bunch of text people going, "Hey, I met him here. Ask him about this. Ask him about that." I'm like, I don't know if he's going to remember that, but did the phone blow up? Did you hear from old friends maybe you hadn't talked to in a long time that you wanted to be your high school football coach, or what was the reaction from the state of Washington when this announcement was made?
Yeah, it was well done. I think there's the entire state of Washington shut the phones down. It was just a very extensive text message blast. So I'm sorry for everyone that hasn't gotten a response, because you're not going to get one because we don't have time. But very thankful. I mean, we felt the energy and the excitement from people, and very thankful for all those people that have been cheering us on and are excited about having us back.
Well, I can tell you from our text line and the fans on social media, which I'm sure you've seen, there's a lot of excitement about you coming to the city of Seattle and to the Seattle Seahawks. So congrats. We're excited to have you. Can't wait to see you out there, and we look forward to talking to you throughout your time here.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it.
There you go. Cooper Kupp of your Seattle Seahawks. That's got to sound pretty cool, right?
Oh, man.